At the summit of the Santa Cruz mountain lies the vineyard and the winery of Ridge.
This was all planted to grapes in the 19th century. The vineyard was planted and the winery begun in 1886. They finished the winery and they had the first mature grapes, or just mature enough to make some decent wine, in 1892. And so that was the first Montebello.
Paul Draper famously studied philosophy before being enticed into wine, and he could easily be mistaken for an academic. His kind, professorial persona is a million miles away from the pumped-up, hysterical milieu his wonderful wines often find themselves in. We stood looking out over the valley below us while he explained that Ridge was based, quite literally, on a ridge on the north plate of the San Andreas Fault, a piece of land known as exotic terrain. This means that it is a slice of the earth formed many, many miles away from where it ended up millions of years ago. Below the thin, poor topsoil, guaranteeing low yields, is pure limestone, which is what gives these wines their exquisitely refined, chalky minerality. Limestone is by no means widespread in California, with only small outcrops in Paso Robles that he knows of.
The ocean, where you see kind of a blue tinge, is about 24 kilometers over, and we're up here at over 800 meters. So the climate here is much cooler than, say, Sonoma and Napa. We can't grow Zinfandel here because it's too cold, but it's ideal for the Bordeaux varieties, and we also grow a very small amount of Chardonnay. People who make high alcohol, really high alcohol Zinfandels, it dominates the food. So I think it's a real problem, maybe in the world in general, but certainly in California. And then we have two critics, Parker and the Spectator, who love those wines. It's very hard, I think, for people that don't have a really well-established market not to say, well, we want to build a market, maybe we should do it by the points that critics give us. So we've been around so long that it doesn't really affect us.
The highlight of the tasting was the 1995 Montebello, Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Petit Verdot, and Cabernet Franc. 1995 was an excellent year and is only now beginning to reach a point that others would get to in 10 easily. This is absolutely incredible. Velvety fruit, still bright and vibrant, with a silky, sinewy structure and pure limestone mineral coming through underneath. It is still very youthful. The secondary aromas have not even begun to show themselves. The length is extraordinary and the finish is clean, pure mineral with a hint of ripe berry.